As his family continues to fight for his freedom from the outside, a St. Louis man sentenced to life in prison is making his emotional plea from the inside, behind bars. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. Paige Spears sat down with our Holden Kurwicki inside the Farmington Correctional Center. Holden joins us now with more on why so many say it's time Spears is released. Holden?
Well, Mike, speaking with Paige Spears, he actually makes one thing very clear. He is a felon who deserved to go to jail for a crime that he committed in 1988. The problem is a loophole in the law is keeping him there, and no one seems to know how to fix it.
My name is Paige Spears, 42-722.
For the last 34 years, Paige Spears has called the Missouri Department of Corrections home.
I sentenced her for me to correct the things that I did wrong in my life.
You were a stick-up man.
Yes. I think what led me back to prison each time was greed and selfishness.
In 1988, he was caught robbing a liquor store along Airport Road in Ferguson.
First they offered me 25, and then 18, and then the last offer was 13 years. You have a lot of guys that have taken lives and come to prison and do 15 to 20 years and they back on the streets. And when my sentence was read off and he told me I had life plus 30 years, I was blown away by that. And I really take full responsibility for the crime that I committed, but I didn't physically hurt anybody.
However, Spears hasn't sat idle inside of his cell.
Prison is pure hell.
He's used his free time to complete seemingly every program offered in prison.
I've just been facilitating programs, writing programs, and just educating inmates along the way. You know, like now I actually teach a program here called Transition to Training. It's a re-entry program.
In 1994, Missouri changed its definition of life to 30 years. But a loophole in the law will keep Spears locked up for at least 40.
And I just pray that Mr. Wesley Bell and Honorable Stanley Wallace just sit down and say, hey, enough is enough.
Free Paige Spears! Free Paige Spears! Free Paige Spears!
St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell told me he doesn't have the authority to release Spears, who he says has paid his debt to society, yet remains incarcerated as a result of a law since repealed. Under these circumstances, Mr. Spears should be released.
Clearly, you know, they see that I deserve to be out of prison. I think somebody need to step up and do something about that.
What's to stop you from going back to that life if you are released?
Being in my 60s now, you know, I think that I've aged out of my criminality. You know, to commit another crime, getting out of prison like a death sentence.
Paige Spears will have a writ of habeas corpus hearing on December 8th at 10 o'clock. He says if he is released, he hopes to work as a photographer and looks forward to using a cell phone for the first time. Mike?
Hold it.